Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we've got some really big news. I mean, we've got some huge news over from Asia. This is reinforcing my bull case scenario for OMI. I've been talking about this for since I started making OMI videos. Like from day one, I was talking about regulations, and we've got some pretty bullish news for OMI. So I did also want to touch on the Slimer competition. So we have had our first winner. And the winners were going to be announced next week, but someone's been awarded the number 40 Slimer. So that's like the lowest possible edition that someone publicly can own. So I think that's pretty cool. And I did also just want to touch on another case with regards to only just on the legal side, which I think these are kind of questions that people should ask. And just to wrap up on our price movement for today. So if we go to David Yu's Instagram, he's been retweeting some of the other entries now. There's been some really cool ones. We've got this one here by Howard Russell. So we've got the I've seen this poster before. I think this is like an animated version of the actual film poster. But we've got, Dan, Reese, Dave, Trevor as well. And yeah, this is the one that got the number 40 awards. So they got given the number 40 Slimer. So definitely check out. It's on David Yu's Instagram. But this one, when I saw it, I thought this was really creative. They've got like the Slimer, which is basically sort of parodying the purchase screen. So you can see that they're trying to capture it, and then it's going to show like the processing order screen. There you go, order receive processing. Yeah, if they didn't catch it, I wonder if it would show like, the red order failed. But yeah, there we go. We got a green truck as well. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, congrats to James who got the number 40 Slimer. So I think we should be hearing back from the remaining 37 winners next week, and then we will also have the Slimer drop next week along with another drop. So we will have a double drop next week, which should be pretty cool. Now, this is the news that I just want to touch on. So I've been talking about the SEC. Other countries have their own version of the SEC, including Thailand. So I've been saying that a lot of these meme coins, when the regulations hit, they're going to get shut down. And then all of the money in these meme coins, the biggest investors, they'll hear the news first. Okay, we have to be honest here, right? Insider trading, it happens. Okay, there are people who have influences within companies, exchanges. They'll hear the news first. Technically they're not supposed to, but it happens, right? If you have, say, I don't know, a merger and acquisition going on, and the investment bankers involved in it, and you're at the pub and they're like, hey, we're like doing this thing at work, it's outside of work, can't really be tracked. This kind of stuff happens, right? We have to be honest with each other. So the biggest whales, they're going to know about, when these regulations roll in first, they're going to pull out their money first. Okay, the retail investors left with their investments in here, they're the ones who are going to get, hurt the most. So that being said, the Thai SEC, they have announced today that they are banning certain tokens. So these tokens are just going to get banned on Thai exchanges. These include meme tokens, so meme coins. So, you can say goodbye to Sheep, Rocket, Arse, all of these, nonsense coins. Fan tokens, so again, that falls into there. And they are also banning NFTs. Now, this is where it is a bull case scenario for OMI, because I've been saying for the longest amount of time that OMI is backed by a real product. It is backed by a VeVe app. It's backed by a solid team. It's backed by IP. So what's going to happen? All of these meme NFTs that don't have a underlying product, they rely on third parties like OpenSea. They rely on Nifty Gateway, whatever. These NFTs will essentially be banned on exchanges, right? So Binance, they're going to have an NFT exchange coming forward. If you're in Thailand, you can't buy and sell NFTs on these open exchanges. But VeVe, their NFTs don't need to be on exchanges. They work perfectly fine on the VeVe app. And if anything, the VeVe app is the best place for those NFTs in terms of, liquidity, price, whatnot. Because at the end of the day, the VeVe app is what gives these NFTs, true utility. It's got all of the underlying infrastructure, the AR, the tradability, the just all of the community stuff that goes into it. You won't have this on a third-party exchange. You'll have essentially a string of numbers and characters and a name. which is fine. Like, it's good for storage outside of the app, but again, just keeping NFTs on the VeVe app is probably the best scenario anyway. So VeVe is not going to be hurt, but all of these meme tokens, meme coins, these meme NFTs, they will no longer have a place in Thailand. And like I've been saying, it's only a matter of time before other countries start doing the same thing, because it's just too difficult to regulate, and there are too many investors getting hurt by, you know, these meme tokens. So a blanket ban is essentially what's going to happen. And it will happen eventually, because we have Gary Gensler, who's now heading the SEC in the US, and just have a look into his background. You know, he is not going to tolerate this nonsense. It is coming. It's just a case of, you know, they're essentially deciding how they're going to enforce this, you know, what regulations they're going to take. But OMI will be fine. It is a proper company. They've got a full legal team. VeVe will be fine. Their NFTs don't need to be on exchanges. They work perfectly fine on the VeVe app, which is actually the best place for them. So I would say, you know, just keep yourself informed. This stuff is going to be a bull case scenario for OMI. It's just a matter of time. Now, another case that I wanted to just discuss is when we have the token swap. Now, this is something that someone raised to me, and I find it quite interesting. When we have the token swap, we are going to have to send our OMI tokens to a smart contract, and we will receive back the equivalent amount. Now, if you are in a position of profit, you know, you are fortunate enough to have profited from OMI. When you send those OMI tokens over, does that count as a taxable event, because you are disposing of your OMI on the Go chain and you're receiving OMI on ERC20? And I say that because in the UK, and I believe in the US as well, a taxable event occurs when you dispose of your asset, and at that point you owe tax. So, for example, let's say you have you know, initial Bitcoin. So let's just say initial, and you bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? So 10,000, and the current value is now, let's say, 30,000. Okay, so this is your pre-tax profit, and if we just say, you know, 30 minus this initial, your pre-tax profit is currently 20,000. Okay, if you were to sell your Bitcoin for USDT, for that 30,000 USDT, you now owe $20,000 worth of tax. So whatever your tax rate is, just apply that. So I'm going to go with the UK tax rate. So tax owed, and that would be this times 0.2, so 0.2. So I owe $4,000 worth of tax in the UK, or £4,000, okay, if we want to work with pounds. So this is how much tax I owe. Now, the issue is, let's just pick a fill color, okay, red. So I owe $4,000 worth of tax. Now, the issue is, let's just apply this to OMI. So you bought $10,000 worth of OMI. When you send your OMI to that smart contract and it is disposed of, is that a taxable event? Okay, because at that point in time, you now, because you have disposed of your OMI, you now owe this much tax, even though you haven't withdrawn any money in fiat. Tax is applied at the moment when you trade a cryptocurrency. It's not applied at the moment when you withdraw it from an exchange. A lot of people need to be aware of that, because your information is given to the government. KYC information, it was requested by governments across the world, and the UK HMRC did it with Coinbase, Binance, etc. And the biggest whales who profit and don't declare taxes, they're the ones who get hit first, and eventually, the retail investors will get hit as well. That information is there, so you just need to make sure that you are taking precautions. So this is just something that I am curious about, because I've asked an accountant, even the accountant didn't know. So it would be interesting to know if at that point it counts as a taxable event, or if at that point it does not count as me having disposed of my OMI. It's just something that, if someone does know, definitely feel free to share in the comments. And lastly, what I did want to touch on is the price of OMI today. So OMI has been continuing on that downtrend, trading sideways. We will continue to follow this trend line, like I said yesterday, until we get any kind of significant news. I think, as soon as we get that one point of significant news, the price of OMI will move very, very fast, because we've seen it go from, 0.16, 0.18 to like zero point 0.5 in like, 24 hours. So because the market cap is so low, we can get hit by a huge volatile spike in price. This could literally go back to 1 cent tomorrow if there was, a plethora of good news. So I am seeing this as just a good price. Anything, below half a cent is a very, very good price for me to accumulate at. So I will just continue accumulating every couple of weeks, and I'll wait for that spike in price when we start getting, the exchange listings, the big licenses, all of that good stuff rolling out, Immutable X, etc. So that's pretty much everything I want to go through with you guys today. Do stay informed. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.